Hey guys, it's Devmode again. Today I want to focus on the Sym-X, also known as the symmetrical cross. If you're a follower of Ken Hill, you should very well know what this move is, but it's where those chuck handles will swap while spinning in a different direction from one another. So there's just several different ways to get into that. You can either just toss it like I was. You can also go from a double underhanded grip, invert, pop out. I personally really like to go in the eagle claw sort of mode and then lift it up from there. And another way I like to go into is from a throw, you can tap one handle and then you got that crossover. I think it's a really cool move. And when you're playing with the chucks, usually the chuck is commanded by one big spin telling it as a whole where to go. So right now the chucks are going in a counterclockwise motion to you and they keep flowing in that. And I can stop, I can hit something. I got my bounces to change the direction of that spin. But what I like about the Sym-X is as it's going, one handle will have a clockwise spin, the other handle will have a counterclockwise spin. And depending on who I isolate from there, now I got this spin. So right now that's clockwise too because I grabbed this one handle and kept it from spinning. All right. Likewise, I could grab the other handle and now I got a counterclockwise spin. All right, so I like to take advantage of that and kind of offer that different mindset when it comes to the Sym-X because that allows us to, open up a new world of possibilities with our chucks. So what I was mentioning earlier, I like to go from that eagle claw. What I usually do is if the chucks are measured up well for a hand roll above the thumb, 2 fingers works for me. Loop the chucks around there, close my fingers in, got this 3-prong grip, and I'll open my hand and dip them down to get it up. All right. I just like doing that because I find it to be a very stable takeoff. Sometimes I'm a little off when I do that one or others, but they're very nice and they're more involved, which I like. So anyway, with this guy, I could catch on either handle the way I want. I could be underhand on that side, underhand on the other side. I could even catch it overhand as well. All right. One thing I do like to do here is before even the Sym-X finishes, is I like to put my hand up and over it, and now I get this nice little tangle which I can come out of. What's cool about that is it's one of those things that to the audience they see something happen, but they can't really tell what happened, and that's different from the amputations that I did last week. Because once you do the amputation, it looks like the nunchuck just phased through your arm. The audience is like, wait a second, but then they can piece together how you did that, a few seconds later. Something like that, they're like, wait, what was that? So that's what I kind of like about it, is keeping that mystery. Again, before that Sym-X even finishes, before those handles cross, I throw my hand right on top and then just keep it going. And I catch the inside handle over here before I keep going. So that's one cool way to kind of play around with it without even making the whole move go either. Now I was also pointing out one handle's going one way, one handle's going the other way. And I did also point out earlier this sort of tag sort of motion. Let's talk about that first. So I would come from what I call a normal throw. It's just a out, in, and up kind of style throw. What I do is I tap the chucks very lightly, very deliberately on the end of the handle to get one handle to fly the other way. It might take a little bit of feeling out on these chucks. It's very much towards the end. Other chucks, you might need to tap it a little higher up as well. Just depending on what the balance of each handle is, and then you can get that nice little thing. But likewise, just like how I went from the chucks being commanded by one single spin and then forcing it into that Sym-X, I can also take it from the Sym-X and then add a spin to it as well. So I really like doing that because it just adds some snap, some attitude, and a lot of other stuff. And then that one, pull the Sym-X grab, and then pull as if I did a side stall as well. You can mix that with a amputation. There's a lot of fun stuff you can work with that. Now, taking into account how these guys are going here, we got another thing that we could do is rather than slapping one handle, we can slap both handles. Now, I don't really do that with both hands at the same time very often, but I'm sure there's some applications there. I haven't really explored it that much. But rather than slapping it, I more work a rebound. So it'd be almost the same thing as if it clamped right there and then came off, but I don't really use my arm for that. I actually like to use my leg, and what's cool about that is now you get this full body involvement with your chucks. So what I like to do is pop that, knee it, and make it look more clean. You guys get the idea. It'll just, cross back, just like that. So quick thing on that is I call it a knee bounce, but when we do get to this, I don't want to actually use my knee. These guys, or if you're using woods or whatever, these ones are metal near the top. That's not going to feel great around here. And I don't want to do it directly right behind the knee. I want to do it where it starts to get a little bit more fatty portion of the leg. So I'm coming from here, or however you like to do your Sym-X entry, and then land it right back there and give it just the lightest little pop. Hopefully those handles are landing and bouncing evenly off the sides of your leg, and then it'll just go. All right, so play around with that one a little bit. That's some fun stuff, and you can mix it with the other stuff. So like I said with the amputations, moves that satisfy each other's requirements. This is a Sym-X approaching the knee, and I get that knee bounce and it comes back. Well, something, if I want to mix something with this knee bounce and it's coming from a Sym-X, anything that ends in a Sym-X, like other moves where I pull this out in the middle and then it approaches that, why not add the knee bounce? So one example is I could be doing this throw, tap into Sym-X, there's the Sym-X falling, add the knee bounce. I know I'm going to mess it up, but okay, maybe not, but could have been a little cleaner. I can do the same thing. I got doubles. I'm doing that amputation from the other week. Sym-X, knee, and I'm back onto it as well. So that's a lot of fun stuff. And then one more thing I kind of want to share with the Sym-X is, you've probably seen this in a few videos, is people, they usually end their little routine landing their chuck around the neck. One good way to think of this is just wham, just like earlier when I showed my other arm, it was just draping on there. I'll use that same property just on my neck. So get in Sym-X by any means necessary. I recommend having a mirror in front of you so you can see, and some soft chucks as well. Throw that up, get it there. You can dip your head, one if you need to, and at first to get a better targeting practice for it. But then you want to try getting with your head more picked up so you can keep your presence, keep your height as you do it. But yeah, that's some good stuff with the Sym-X, and you can play around with it a lot more. One more kind of last thought on it is I can also let it make the chucks kind of fall into place. What I did there was, as the chucks were falling, as it was coming across, I just intersected one chuck, and then it made it fall, but it made it have a spin on the way down. I took that to my leg, and if you see that, it starts going. I don't have time to really talk about it now, but you can get some nice little knee grabs in there, or I can just, after it lands, it falls, and I can just collect it in my other hand below my leg. All right? So I like to bring it there, it's going. This other handle starts to fall through, hand on the ready right here, grab and come out. All right? So what I really like about this move, the Sym-X, is not only just how it looks, how it turns, nice round motions into something rigid, is it gives you a choice. When I go like this, I usually want to come out of that spin, keeping the spin going. So right here, we got like a counterclockwise spin, and it's still counterclockwise spin. I can redirect it later. With the Sym-X, I have both a clockwise and a counterclockwise spin, and I can choose where to go from there. I can choose to block it on that side and then go, and then do whatever I want from there. So that's what I really like about it. And I don't want to rule out, there's other types of, in my book, Sym-X's that are called contact Sym-X's. And that's where the handles just keep crossing each other while they're still touching you. They're not going airborne or anything. So that's a lot of other cool stuff. And then, from those two, you can still get airborne. And off the top of my head, you can still satisfy the requirements for other moves. So I hope that kind of opened your mind a little bit to the world of Sym-X's and different possibilities with them. But I really love that move a lot. I hadn't seen that until I saw Ken Hill do it for the first time for me. So play around with it, see what other ideas you can come up with, maybe pop Sym-X, catch behind the back, whatever else you can come up with. So I hope this was something you guys enjoyed. I loved it to death, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Have a good one.